Hi guys, this is my first ever YouTube video and the reason why I'm making this is I have a problem with my gut, and no matter how much I have researched and trawled the internet, I have never been successful in finding any way that tells me how to strip down this Secutor Aquila Mark VII LMG. It's quite basic actually how to strip down. During the process, I am not going to go into what springs I think should have in, what gearbox, so on and so forth, because to be quite honest, I ain't interested. I bought the Gat because I like the look of it and hopefully I like the way it shoots. So straight onto it. Number of catches: barrel release catch, you have the butt release and bottom plate release. Okay, you don't have to, but as I'm stuck for a little bit of space here, I'm just going to take the barrel out. We have 3 mils pins here. I must admit I have cheated a little bit and I've freed them off a little bit. If you've got a small mils, if you've got your small mill pin, great. I did have a set, but some tea leafers had them away, so I ain't got them. So now I'm using a small screwdriver and a pair of side cutters just to pull them out. There are quite a few metal bits on here, so what I would suggest to do is get a magnet, so you can keep them, magnet, tin, whatever. If your magnet's too strong, stick it in an envelope and it makes it easier for them to pull off. Right, you need to take the butt off, depress the butt catch on the right hand side top, and the butt pushes down, comes out, dead easy. It exposes the motor, 2 wires on. We'll need to strip them down later if you want to take the gearbox and the motor out. You can't see the way the camera's angled, but there is a screw in the bottom there. Some people will tell you have to remove that. I can tell you, you don't. If you do, what happens is, because this is a high torque motor, the magnetic field on it is actually quite strong, and you can see how that grabs on the screwdriver. What will happen is the screw will come out, it'll stick onto the bottom of the motor, and then you'll have to strip the whole weapon down again just to retrieve the screw, much as what happens to me now. So we've got the back stop off. To remove the side plate, it is a 2mm Allen key. So stick the 2 little Allen studs on the bottom, 1, 2, there we go. Put that to one side, pull your bottom catch release and pull it back up, slide it out, and the whole assembly comes away. That's the screw I'm talking about. This is your quick release spring. This is a cover. That's all it is a cover screw. To take the spring out, you take the back Allen fastener out there. So this is something I've done earlier, and as you can see, it does try to grab it. So you've probably got next to no chance of getting this back in if the stop is still in place. Now I've had to take this out because I've got a jam in the gearbox. I'm not going to go through the gearbox at the moment, but 1 or 2 points to note. To remove the gearbox, it's not necessary, but I cocked up a little bit, because if you take the safety catch out, and I'll show you something that'll prepare you. The safety catch, I thought, pulled out, such as that. It doesn't. What it does do, and we'll go for you, just release the motor away. There's a pistol grip. You don't have to dismantle the trigger. You don't have to dismantle the pistol grip. So it's quite easy. The safety can remain in place, but point to note, there is, let me get a small screwdriver and point this out, there is a small Allen stud in there which tightens down. You can't really, I don't think you can really see it in there, no, but it tightens down onto the flat of the other part. You can see the indentation. What I would suggest is when you put this back together and tighten this down, as for one or two of the other screws, just put a bit of thread lock on. Okay, now one thing I will point out whilst we're down this far is inside there should be a little screw, a small screw and a spring. Now sometimes, well, it has on this, unfortunately, the spring's gone inside, hence the magnet. Keep a pair of tweezers handy, because where the safety catch, where the trigger goes through, for the safety catch, the safety goes through here and it's coupled up to there. I'll tell you what, let me show you essentially how it fits together. It will go, come on, through, let's hope if I'm putting this in the right hole. Right, we'll go through there and it fits into there. At the moment that'll just go freely, it'll turn freely. There's no click, there's no retainer, nothing. That is provided by this little screw here, this little Allen screw here. You remove that, and underneath what we have that's just decided to go onto the motor is, let me see if I can get it off. Put that there. Where's that little spring gone? It's a mushroom, or a mushroom type device, and a very small spring. I suggest you get tweezers for here. That's your spring, and you've got a small mushroom, which seems a bit of over-engineered. I'm sure they could have come up with a one piece. But what will happen is that mushroom, that actually fits, or it locates into, not one of these indents here, and it's kept in by that spring. The spring is kept in place by, and I'll just put them on the magnet so they don't go missing, are kept in place by that small screw. Obviously if that works loose during play, you lose the spring. There is not a cat and hell's chance of you finding the spring or that small mushroom. So I would advise possibly sticking a bit of thread lock in once you've put that back together, as would I do with the 3 mils pins that go on the side here. One last point, if you do need to take the motor off, when you start reassembling, just be very careful how the cables run from the battery pickup points to the back to the motor. If these aren't sufficiently to the back and underneath the kiwi here for the motor, when you put the stock back on, the cables will nip on the stock and you'll end up damaging it. Hopefully you'll only damage the outer insulation, but if you rag it on, you're more likely going to cut straight through it, cause a short. As soon as you put your battery on, you're probably going to need a new battery as well. I do have a slight problem with the gearbox. I'm not going to go into that at the present moment in time, because, frank, I haven't got time to strip it down. Hope you've enjoyed this. If I do get a video on it stripping it down, I'll post it again. Thanks very much.